There's a nice bit of speed to be showing now. And he's quickly trying to work out how far ahead he is. It's about 400 to 200 now, which starts to become, what do you say, a free shot. Matt Shields has to close this deal to go forward to the semifinal stages.
Call.
Raise.
Raise. 50 more.
Oh,
They've got the same
70
hand.
total.
and that raise would probably be enough,
Fold.
even though it was a free roll to some degree for Robin Keston with the spades.
Yeah, I mean, Jack 10 suited is one of those special hands, Steve, because it's a hand that is actually favored over an ace rag, ever so slightly. Jack 10 suited, but Robin Keston clearly did not. If that's what he had put Matt Shields on, didn't even want to gamble with it, did he? That was a nice little raise for Matt Shields, wasn't it?
Yes, both players
Fold.
raising the others. Possibly Matt felt perhaps he could have raised with that Queen 9 before and realised that perhaps he made a small mistake, or it's so hard when you're sitting here, you read more into it sometimes than is actually happening.
Well, Robin, before this heads-up started, said to Matt Shields, we may as well just flip a coin. That's what it's going to be anyway. And sometimes it's hard to find what kind of play there is, and especially with two aggressive players. I mean, obviously, if somebody folds every hand, he's at a disadvantage. But both these guys have a bit of wiggle to them.
I think whoever wins this heat will certainly have deserved it. It's been at times a war of attrition, but it's had some magical moments as well.
I can't help it. It was like, you know, that was about gone back half an hour ago. It's where we were half an hour ago. I can't help it. We're back down to the 6-deuce business.
I really expected you to raise it.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Sorry.
They speak. It tests your character. I mean, it really tests your patience, your will, this poker. And if you lose patience, you're history, aren't you?
Well, I think that's probably the one thing you do learn with experience at this game, is how to control yourself over a long period of time, especially as the blinds get bigger and you can get more excitable.
Call. Option.
Calls would be 10-8.
No raise.
Don't think there's going to be too much of a confrontation looking at those two lineups.
No, nobody's loving their hand.
Certainly not now with those cards on board. Won't be too much gameplay
Check.
here.
Bottom pair for Matt Shields. He has every reason to think it's the best.
40,000.
Sticking out a tester. Keston believes.
If he only knew.
It's funny how both of these players, they've played quite a tight, aggressive game, and with little riffs. And it's every time the deviation has come from their play is when they've accumulated all their chips. I guess you know, Matt Shields won a whole bunch with limping in, and Robin Keston with those two pair. It was it's sort of hard to predict. It's kind of when you make the odd move. At least in Robin's case. He's won quite a bit of money with the
Right.
deuce threes and the 3-4s as well, hasn't he?
50. 70 total.
This is the most out of line he's been for a while. That's the correct term. If he'd have run into a big hand, it would have been a bit of a swing, but he
Fold.
didn't.
It's a real roll of the dice sometimes, isn't it? I mean, you stick out 70,000 on the deuce three. I mean, that had to make his heart flutter. And Matt Shields was just praying to look down and find an ace. Could only find 6 high. And the stakes these guys are playing for are pretty tremendous. Only one of them getting slung into the money stages of the $360,000 PartyPoker.com European Open. And of course, there's the glory that comes and the prestige with winning one of these.
Aye, aye.
Call. Option.
That's the second time.
Hello. Here we go.
No raise.
I'm not sure. They have to both be trapping. This is very interesting. Ooh, 3 kings.
Wow.
Matt Shields will do well to stay in his seat here.
Check. Check.
An ace comes now, it's all over.
That might be enough to do it.
Check. Check.
He's checked again. He's really letting Robin wallow.